And we are back for the final quarter-final here at the Growthpoint SA Open. We've got the second seed Youssef Ibrahim taking on 8th seed Khaled Labib. Of course, both from Egypt, as were both competitors in the first quarter-final. So it will be another all-Egyptian match in the semi-final. And I'm joined by SA squash legend Rodney Durbach.
Thanks, Brendan. It's great to be here.
So, how have you enjoyed the vibe here at the V A Waterfront so far?
Hey, it's been very different, hey? I mean, we were, a couple of weeks ago, we were in Pretoria at the Brooklyn Mall. Now we're at the V&A. It's just fantastic. There's more setups are great. You know, you've got the people lined up on all different floors, and the stands are packed. People standing around the sides. People who may never have seen squash before or know it, but like seeing this as a whole new level to go up. So it's fantastic. I think the vibe has been amazing.
And we're underway. Some heavy hitting early on. Youssef taking the first point.
Very interesting to see the different styles of all the Egyptians from the first two semi-finals. I mean, those guys were big guys. They were hitting it really hard. And now we have two smaller guys, also from Egypt, playing very different styles. Typical Egyptian squash, though. Nice and attacking as a sort of a no-fear approach to the game.
As we can see, Ibrahim is a left-hander, with Labib right-hander. Very rare to see two left-handers on the court at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, no.
I remember when I started watching cricket back in the 90s, left-handed batsmen were a rarity. But for some reason, half the batsmen these days are left-handed. Sometimes I think it's a personal decision. When you see someone like Brian Lara bat, you go, I'm going to do that regardless.
Yeah, there are quite a few cricket players that have chosen to bat lefty. But like the baseball, they're able to do it both ways. Oh, great get there by Youssef.
Ibrahim leading 3-2. Oh, beautiful.
And out. 3-all.
That was delicate. Certainly a fair amount of boasting at the start of this match.
I think the players have realized that the court is not as lively as the one in Joburg. And also the tin is lower. It's a 17-inch tin, which certainly favors the attacking game. As you can see, the pace, they're hitting the ball really hard to try and take advantage of that fact. Move the guy around, make him move a lot quicker, open up some gaps.
And out 4-all.
A good friend of yours, Gary Whedon, lost to Ibrahim in the last round.
Yeah.
And even though it was 3-love, it was a very close game. With Gary only going down 11-8, 11-9, 14-12.
Yeah. Listen, Gary's, you know, he's got a big engine. He's fit and he keeps going for a long time. He plays the ball very straight, which, you know, in Egypt you probably don't see that too often. So it probably took the guy quite a while to get into Gary's game. But yeah, I know it was a bit unlucky for Gary. He's done really well this season, so he would have been looking to certainly get further than what he did.
I know he did say that he was leading 8-3 in the first two games. So, yeah, pity there for Gary, but every game's an experience.
Yeah, you learn from it, and I'm sure Gary will go away and learn from it, as you say, learn from it and come out stronger. We also here in South Africa, we very seldom get to play on the lower tin. So, you know, it's a bit of an adjustment for us as well. Even though it should be an easier adjustment, going from high to low, it's still, it kind of can lull you into a sense of that you can attack more, where, you know, if that's normally not your normal play.
I've noticed how Ibrahim almost has almost like he's waving his wand, and he holds it there,
Really
and then
nice
does his thing.
Early preparation, which is crucial on a glass court. Also, it adds a bit of with the deception. You know, your options are a lot greater the earlier you can get your racket up.
Oh, off the back wall. Not that time.
Strange decision to try
And out, 5-7.
fully that off the back wall.
Through the legs.
Unlucky.
Doesn't work out. Almost a Roger Federer there.
Labib had a bit of a run of some points now.
7-all.
I think that's 4 points in a row now. He's definitely finding his range a bit better.
And out, 8-7.
It's a bit. You'll see as the players improve in their careers and their rankings move higher and higher and higher. Those sort of errors, you know, they can't afford to make them. You know, you've had a run of 4 points, got yourself right back into the game, and then, you know, that's a very poor choice of shot from that position. Very high risk, and then suddenly the other guy's, you know, he's back in it again.
And out, 8-all. Yes, left, 8-all.
Yes, let. It remains 8-all.
Good call from the ref there. I think the ball was quite far away, and that swing was rather bigger than his normal backswing was. Good call by the referee.
9-8.
Labib really taking the game to Ibrahim now, attacking at all opportunities.
10-8. Game ball.
Lucky free point there to give him game ball.
Game ball for the 8th seed.
It's a bit more settling rally. Game ball down, play a little bit more conservatively. And it pays off.
9-10. Game ball.
So these guys can play long rallies, eh?
Oh, close.
Another well-constructed rally by both players, really probing, looking for some openings, some opportunities. Oh, great shot, great shot.
Yes, left.
Wow.
9-10.
You seem surprised?
Yeah, I think, you know, he went the wrong way. So in essence, he created the interference himself. You know, when you
Which
create
Ibrahim
your
is
interference,
replaying for us.
yes. So, you know, if you create your own interference, you need to work certainly a lot harder than that to go and fetch it. Other guys played a great point and just, you know, he gets no reward for it.
11-9. Game to Labib.
There you go. The 234th ranked Labib takes the first game 11-9 against his 51st ranked opponent. So, Rodney, you obviously coach a number of youngsters and people wanting to improve their squash games.
Yes.
But you're also doing your part for squash in South Africa by spawning a junior squash champion. Tell us a little bit about your son Hector and what he's done on the squash scene.
Hector, he's been doing okay. You know, we've entered him in most of the junior tournaments, and he's progressing nicely. You know, it's not something we push him into. It's something that he loves to do, and I think we've taken the choice of that squash will not be his only sport. You know, he's just come from rugby practice this afternoon, really keen to come and watch the squash here. You know, he's got rugby matches, hockey matches on the weekends, and he pretty much does everything he can get his hands on. Which
The more sports you can play makes you more of an all-round
exactly.
squash player.
You know, I don't want him to be a one sport, great at one sport, but can't catch a ball. You know, so I think the variety of sports is important for all kids. You know, you don't have to be fantastic at one if you're good in all. Your options are there. It's certainly more fun for the kids. And,
He is under 12 at the moment, I'm correct,
12,
and
yes.
he won the under 15 All Africa.
He
recently.
did on the weekend. He did really well, playing a couple of age groups ahead, and yeah, he won the under 15. So very proud of him.
So maybe in a few years' time, glass squash courts at V A Waterfront.
Could be. With Growthpoint's help, you know, that could be a thing if this could be established as a permanent fixture on the calendar.
Growthpoint, if you're looking to sponsor a youngster who's actually yet to be a teenager. We're underway in the second game.
You know, you're talking about the juniors. I see all the Rondebosch boys down at the bottom there. Gian Silkus and Dan Clutie all helping clean the court, ball boys. You know, that's you speak to a lot of the English guys, that's how they started. You know, ball boys at the British Open when they were teenagers, seeing what it was like, getting that passion for the game, being right courtside, watching the pace and the athleticism of the players, and that inspired a lot of those guys to become great players, and they did. A lot of tennis greats started off as ball boys, so it's great to see the boys here. Great initiative by the Rondebosch Squash to get involved. I know they've had a couple of sessions here as well on the glass court the last couple of days. They've brought their squash practices to the glass court, which is great.
Well, I was a ball boy for most of my teenage years on the side of the rugby field, so I don't know where I missed the bus.
I saw the South African under-19 rugby side here walking around earlier.
Yes, yeah,
believe those
the
guys
SA
were
schools
under-19,
team. They
yeah.
came and watched a movie. I saw the Springboks bus, because they were in Argentina, come around the side and drop them off. They are, of course, playing in the international tournament starting tomorrow at Polrus. So
Can't believe those guys were school kids.
no. If they weren't in their SA schools kits, I would never have known.
So you know, if you play rugby and you're not that big, come try squash. It's a great alternative to rugby.
Because, you know, if you've been playing rugby, you'll be fairly fit, so that helps from the start.
A lot of great rugby players played squash. Oli LaRue, Uli Schmidt was a great squash player.
Okay.
Justin Marshall from New Zealand. Played a great
I heard
game
Mark
of squash.
Boucher was a really good
Boucher
player
was
as well.
a great squash player too.
So 5-2 to Labib. He took the first game and now leading by 3 in the second against his much higher ranked opponent.
Really seems to have taken the control of the match.
Oh, we had an upset in the ladies' match before this, where 6th seed Marie Stefan beat 2nd seed Anna Serm.
Just seems to be Ibrahim is almost trying a little too much with the ball. You know, he's always trying for that extra flick, the hold, the drive, but the court's just not playing up. Whereas Labib is just getting in, heading straight cross court, tactically being a lot more clearer about what he wants to do and getting the rewards. Another error there.
Down 8-3 from the right.
Ibrahim making a lot of errors at the moment. Really needs to settle down, find his length.
Down
Great,
and out
great
4-8.
Very simple game, the squash, but squash players tend to complicate it an awful lot. Nice clean lines down that backhand wall. Left-hand wall, I should say. See, now there's a lefty on there.
Oh,
Great rally. Good rally there by Ibrahim.
5-8.
Nice and simple. Nice to see in the crowd. A lot of the squash community in the Cape Town surrounds have come out to to see this great squash. A lot of guys here from Paarl, Durbanville, some from Stellenbosch as well. Just shows, you know, you put the glass court out there and the guys will come and watch.
Labib tying his shoelaces there. As Rodney mentioned, people from all over the Western Cape coming down to the V A Waterfront to enjoy this top-class squash.
Down.
That's a
And
bad
out.
error by Ibrahim.
9-6.
Seems to have settled down nicely though. The rally is certainly looking a lot better constructed by him. Just got to keep it up. Labib 2 points away from a 2-love lead. That's tough to come back from. Oh,
Not up.
yeah, that was a great shot.
10.
Ibrahim questioning.
Ball was down. 10-6 game ball.
Referees are sitting quite far back in the stands, but I thought that was definitely down as well.
And out.
It's
7-10
quite
game
interesting.
ball.
Squash is the only sport where the referee is so close to the crowd. They actually sit in the crowd. You know, there's no referee's chair,
Right.
stadium, or
Ball was
sitting
down.
on a big post.
11-6 game to Labib.
So that's a
Labib
change of
leads by
decision
2
there.
games to love.
And they're saying the ball was down.
I think Ibrahim gave the points up, said it was down.
Well, good sportsmanship there. Labib taking the second, 11-7. And it's a 2-love lead to the 8th seed, who, as I said, is ranked 234 to Ibrahim's 51 in the world.
That's great seeing the players coming up that far, you know. Really taking the game to the higher opponents, you know. You could have been thinking it was going to be quite easy, somebody ranked 251. But as you can see, you know, everybody's got to start somewhere. This guy could be a future champion.
As you can see there, one of the Rondebosch boys cleaning the court. Great initiative from Rondebosch boys, sending their guys out here to rub shoulders with some pro squash players, also get inspired, do their bit for the game. I presume that squash is fairly strong amongst the schools in the Western Cape.
Yes, I think we have probably one of the better organised schools sports in the country. I mean, there's a primary school league, there's a high school league, there's a super league, and it's very well organised. The guys play their matches on a Friday after school. There's super league on a Thursday for the better kids, and a lot of the better kids are involved in club squash as well. They play men's league and ladies leagues for the girls. So the majority of the clubs are very encouraging to get the juniors into their men's leagues, and I think it's very important for squash that happens, so that when the kids make that jump when they leave school, it's not a new thing, you know. They've been involved in men's league for hopefully a couple of seasons already.
We're underway here. Labib, if he wins this game, could pull a serious surprise.